Yes, Assalamualaikum. Good afternoon, class. This week will be the final lesson of SPSS statistical analysis. Today we'll be covering the Cronbach's alpha reliability test as well as the Pearson correlation and the Spearman correlationship. Okay. For first analysis is the Cronbach's alpha, which is used to assess the reliability of scale items. In this case, we are going to measure the reliability of all items relating to attitude towards the usage of frozen food, attitude towards frozen food itself, as well as purchase intention of frozen food based on the questionnaires. Okay. Reliability is measured of internal consistency of a set of item scale, and the value will be between 0 to 1. The value, if value come close to 1, the more reliable. Okay. And usually when we do the analysis and once the output comes out from SPSS, we will be looking for the alpha value within this range. According to Hare 2008, if a particular item scores an alpha value at least 0.6, then it's still considered moderate and moderate or good in terms of reliability. The higher it is, the better the value. But if it's poor, if it's below 6, then that item might be a bit problematic and we may have to consider removing it. Removing it and not excluding it when we compute the mean variable, and through the mean we can compute the value for the overall mean of the construct, and from that value we can use the value for our inferential statistics, whether it be comparing means or doing correlation. Okay. Now, usually convex alpha is done at an early stage and is reported early inside your thesis, right? It usually is reported. Okay, the first you will usually report frequencies and percentage of your demographic data. Following that, you will report the convex alpha of the items, of the scale items that you use. Okay, it is only after that you can proceed to any of your inferential statistic, whether it be parametric, non-parametric, whether you want to compare means, compare frequencies, or do correlation. Okay. All right. And Cronbach alpha, like I mentioned, it is only suitable to measure reliability. It does not measure validity. In order to do validity, you need to proceed to do either an exploratory factor analysis or confirmatory factor analysis, which will determine which items are valid based on specific thresholds. Okay. If any of the items that do not meet the threshold, whether it be in an independent variable 1, independent variable number 2, a moderating, mediating, or even from a dependent variable, if it does not meet a threshold, let's say for example eigenvalue or the loading factor is very low, like below 0.6, similar to Cronbach alpha, that item is deleted. Usually, factor analysis is more rigor compared to Cronbach alpha. Okay, and Cronbach alpha, you should at least do it twice, preferably when you develop a new questionnaire. You will pilot test it. You will get a certain value of the Cronbach alpha, and usually, if in your pilot study, if you get Cronbach alpha values, good values, meaning 0.7 or above, and when you do the actual data collection, let's say for the pilot study you have 30, and the actual data collection you may have 300. Usually the value will be acceptable as well. Okay. All right. So you will at least do the Cronbach alpha process twice in your research. Okay. But if you do a validity test, and once you've identified which item can stay, which item you should get rid of, it is optional to do the Cronbach alpha test again to get a new alpha value for each relevant variable once unnecessary items have been removed. Let's say contoh dalam independent variable uh, you nak tengok service quality. Service quality dan punya soalan katakan ada 10 lah. You run Cronbach alpha, tapi initially you tengok 10 item tu dia punya Cronbach alpha-nya acceptable, katakan 0.7 contohnya. Tapi apabila you run EFA atau CFA dengan analisanya, dia keluarkan numbers, dia kata item number 6, number 7 loading dia terlalu rendah, tekan 0.5, 0.4 dan value macam dan nilai-nilai lain tak memenuhi syarat for validity menurut EFA atau CFA. So item number 6 dan 7 lagi dibuang. So you cuma tinggal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dan item 8. So lepas the factor analysis tu, you boleh buat Cronbach alpha test kali ketiga dan you akan dapat you by right patut dapat alpha value yang lebih tinggi lah, sebab through EFA and CFA dia dah get rid of item yang lemah dan dia akan tinggikanlah alpha value tu, sebab yang tinggal 6 item yang tinggal tu adalah item yang sangat-sangat strong and representative of the variable that you are investigating. Okay, alright. Okay, but at this stage kita hanya cover reliability saja. Maybe further down the road kalau murah rezeki sambung masters atau buat PhD ataupun supervisor yang supervise you untuk kita sanggup ajar, you can belajarlah EFA dengan CFA ni. Okay, but at this stage kita akan belajar buat the paling asas, which is Cronbach alpha. So let's open our SPSS. Okay, so saya akan buat sekaligus antara item A, item section B dan juga item section C ya. We'll see the Cronbach alpha value. Hopefully through Cronbach alpha dia punya nilai acceptable dan tak ada item yang kita kena remove lah. Sebab kalau let's say contoh section A, alpha value report maybe A3 dia punya Cronbach alpha terlalu rendah, kita kena buang. Kalau nasib tak baik, sama ada contohnya A13 ni kita terpaksa buang, kita terpaksa lakukan semula compute variable untuk attitude ni dan dapatkan nilai yang baru. But let's see what happens. Okay, to calculate the Cronbach alpha value, the function is in where is it? Parametric scale. Here is. And the scale, go to reliability analysis. As you can see, I dah masukkan semua item dalam A. Take the item, scale, and if items were delete, then click OK and run. Okay, first let's look at the alpha value. Kalau kat sini ialah 0.83, which is alhamdulillah very good. Now let's look at this table here, the item total statistics. So pay attention to the alpha value of all the items dalam attitude towards frozen food ni. Kita punya alpha value ialah 0.83803. Kita tengok item satu-satu, A1 sampai A13, dan perhatikan pada kolom comeback alpha if items were delete ni. So contoh A1, kalau A1 dibuang, dia punya chances untuk perubahan alpha value dia kata lagi rendah. So rule-nya, kalau compare alpha value kita katakan 0.8 tetapi ditunjukkan sini kalau kita delete salah satu item lagi rendah means kita tak boleh buang dia. Okay. Kita tengok A lagi rendah pun 0.8, B pun rendah, C cuma 0.03 je beza. Semuanya rendah daripada compare alpha punya value. So alhamdulillah at this early stage kita boleh retain. Tak perlu delete mana-mana items. Okay. Okay, let's do the same analysis for B, which is attitude towards the usage and as well as purchase intention or behavior intention. Sama juga. Go on to reliability analysis. Reset this. Bring in B1 until B19. Make sure item scale delete. Click OK. All right. Let's repeat again for the dependent variable. In this case, our dependent variable is behavior intention, which is represented by 7 items in section C. Click the same options here and click OK. Alright. Kita tengok section B dulu. Section B punya alpha lagi rendah sikit pada alpha dalam section A. So it's 0.767. Kita perhatikan kat sini. Ini lebih rendah. Item B6, B7, perhatikan item B6, B7 dan juga B19. They're slightly higher. Now, normally if your alpha value is already above 0.6 and dikata kat sini, kalau you remove ni, you punya alpha naik by a small margin, selalunya tak payah delete pun tak apa, okay? Sebab dia punya jurang ni terlalu sikit. The only concern ialah dia kata dia punya comeback alpha is deleted. Katakan bukan 7.63. Katakanlah kalau kita delete ni, dia keluar 9.11. Only in this sense, in this case scenario, kalau alpha value dia besar, dia kata if item were deleted ni, only then you can remove B1. But memandangkan let's see mana dia. Okey lah, kita tengok B19 sebab B19 7.7 and comeback alpha secara kerusuhannya 7.6. Cuma beza 4 mata saja. So let's say dia punya gap ni lagi besar, katakan 8.99 something. So kalau dia punya alpha value dia such a big number, baru B19 ni boleh di-delete. Okay. But from the looks of it, kita boleh retain semua. Walaupun ada 3 item yang tinggi pada 7.767, tapi jurang dia terlalu sikit. So kita boleh forgo lah. Kita boleh retain semua, tak boleh buang. Okay, let's see for item yang dalam variable post purchase repurchase intention pula. As you can see, the alpha very good, 0.846. And dalam case ni cuma C1 saja ada chances untuk jadi tinggi alpha value dia kalau dibuang. But memandangkan alpha value dah 0.846 and dia punya jurang beza point tu terlalu sikit, kita boleh abaikan. So C1 kita boleh retain at this stage. So alhamdulillah di peringkat awal tapisan pertama semua items lulus at least. Okay. But kalau kita buat EFA, CFA lepas ni, belum tentu semua item ni akan di retain. But that is a story for another time. So how do we report chromback alpha? Okay. So, daripada maklumat SPSS tadi, we compile a table macam ni. Kata table sekian number, alpha coefficient of internal reliability for each section of the questionnaire. Section A, item dari A1 sampai A13 mewakili dimension attitude towards frozen ready to eat food. Dan based on that, kita dapat the alpha value is 0.81, the number of items 13, number of cases 95. Meaning 95 pelajar dalam kelas ni yang jawab soalan. Same goes when we report the alpha value for attitude towards the usage of frozen ready to eat food. Value here is 1767 with 19 items. Behavior intention pula 0.846 with 7 items. So this is how one way you can report it. Based on the numbers in tables XYZ, section A consists of 13 items relating to attitude towards frozen ready to eat food, achieve a reliability value of 0.81. The same pattern of reporting can be used if you wish to report attitude towards when you want to report attitude towards the usage of frozen ready to eat food as well as behavior intention. All you need to do is just change the alpha value as well as the number of items involved in the particular construct or dimension. Okay. If there are any items that were removed, maybe you can report item, let's say contoh A1 in section A was removed because alpha value was below 0.6. Ini contoh ayat yang you boleh tulis seandainya didapati salah satu item dalam variables tertentu bawah nilai threshold yang acceptable ni. Okay. But in our case, semuanya cantik molek. Tak payahlah report. Okay, saya tunjuk contoh sikit lah macam mana Chrome back alpha ni di report dalam thesis. If you look at the screen here, this is an example of how Chrome back alpha is reported in a pilot study. Number of cases cuma ada 10 saja. And if you tengok kat sini, values dia tinggi belaka. Sorry, this table 3.212. Kita sini macam mana report. Following the pretest, the pilot test was executed among 30 students. 9 feedback. And the value recorded was well above 0.93. In this case, 30 respondent and tengok setiap satu dimension from food quality to post purchase behavior. Semuanya tinggi belaka. So lepas, so stylenya report sini, kita tahu table apa, report apa, and compilekan secara ringkas. All dimensions recorded value between 0.694 until 0.949, and this is within the minimal threshold set by who, and the question is deemed valid or reliable for larger sampling. Okay, so that is contoh for pilot study. Let's see another example which shows Chromback alpha value during the actual data collection itself. Okay, you can see this table here. The number of cases lagi besar 570 items. But if you can see the alpha value, masih lagi acceptable, above 0.6 semua. Tengok start reporting dia macam mana. Sini. For the detailed information, section B1 consists of 7 items, have value of 0.881. B2 ada berapa item, B3, B4, moderating variable, berapa alpha value dia, mediating variables, berapa value dia, dan last sekali dependent variables, berapa value dia. To sum up the Chromback alpha analysis, dia boleh tulis macam ni. In conclusion, the Chromback alpha score for each dimension was above the minimum threshold, which is higher than 0.6. Thus, it permits further empirical investigation. Okay, so that's contoh how Chromback alpha is reported. Okay, so that's Chromback alpha. Pretty much straightforward analysis and reporting there. Okay, the second analysis we're going to look at is the Pearson correlationship. Okay, this correlationship analysis is used to describe the strength and a direct linear relationship between two variables. Okay, it is used when you want to explore the strength. The keyword here is two continuous variables. Variables yang ada angka ya, bukannya variables yang categorical, like meaning you code daripada 1 hingga 2 atau 1 hingga 10. Yang tu tak sesuai untuk you buat correlation dan juga Spearman, which is the Pearson correlation ni adalah parametric version, while Spearman correlation is the non-parametric version. Means Pearson ni kita guna dengan assumption that the data is normally distributed. Macam kita dah buat hari tu sebelum kita buat t-test dan ANOVA, variables yang relevant dalam konteks ini ialah dependent variables, which is pre-purchase intention, dan juga yang relevant ialah dua independent variables independent variables yang kita mungkin nak tengok adakah nilai mean untuk katakan attitude towards usage ataupun attitude towards frozen food tu ada beza dari apabila antara perempuan lelaki dan orang yang belajar yang berbeza dari income ataupun berbeza daripada negeri asal. Okay. So kalau you ingat kalau you tengok balik lesson parametric test itu, result untuk normality test untuk attitude towards usage, attitude towards frozen food, dan juga behavior intention, dia punya normality boleh kata normal ataupun almost normal. So kita assume in this case Pearson correlation sesuai untuk digunakan. Okay. Alright. Syarat dia. Okay. But selain pada dua continuous variables, meaning variables yang ada angka spesifik, it can also be used when one variable is dichotomous. But in this case, apa saja yang dichotomous? Kalau nak tengok pun mungkin antara apa? Relationship jantina dengan katakan score for attitude towards the usage of frozen ready to eat food, and that's about it. Meanings you tak boleh buat correlation antara misalnya kelayakan dengan dengan behavior intention ataupun negeri asal dengan dengan post purchase intention of frozen ready to eat food. Sebab dia kata sini two continuous variable or one dichotomous and one continuous. Okay. Kalau saya nak bagi contoh lain yang berbeza pada exercise yang kita buat, mungkin you boleh tengok beza antara let's say age dengan blood pressure ataupun age dengan how much money you spend on groceries per month, katakan. Sebab dua variables tu adalah variables yang continuous, meaning dia ada nilai yang spesifik, bukannya nilai yang kita dah frame dalam kategori tertentu. Okay. Okay, dia kata apa kat sini? It gives an indication of both direction, whether a positive or negative correlationship and the strength of the relationship itself. Okay. The Pearson correlation coefficient in bracket R can take any value ranging from 0. Maybe -1 to +1. Okay. So this is how we're going to do the Pearson correlation. All right, we go back to your SPSS. Go to correlate and bivariate. Okay, notice dalam option bivariate ni, you can do Pearson and Spearman at the same time. Okay. So to save time, saya akan masuk dulu kedua-duanya. Okay, kita buat dulu attitude towards frozen ready to eat food. Independent variable kalau study kita ialah behavior intention. If you want to see mean situation, boleh masukkan. So berbeza dengan comparing means, function to correlation, you can do this within the same buttons. Berbeza dengan kalau you nak buat katakan t-test dengan Wallis, dia ada default function yang berbeza. Okay. Correlation bivariate. All you need to do is click Spearman, Pearson or Spearman, or click both kalau you nak tengok. Okay. Okay. The most important value you need to see when you report correlation is how much is the R value, the strength of the relationship, and of course the P value. Okay. Okay. Once we've looked at the important information, how are we going to report it? Let's see. Okay. You can follow this style. Just say that what table X represent. Or in this case, I've already done. The analysis for attitude towards the usage. Okay, tapi kita analisis kari harung saja. So correlate bivariate. Kita buat attitude against behavior intention. Let's do attitude towards usage against behavior intention. We'll reset everything. Bring attitude usage and behavior intention. Click OK. And this is the value for attitude towards usage 1.9. So we take this information and compile it nicely inside the table here. As you can see, both relationship between the first independent variable and the second variable are significant. When we look at the R value, 0.6 and 0.4, it indicates it's moderate. It will be a strong relationship if the R value was above 0.7, very strong, or extremely strong if it's above 0.89 and above. Okay. So one way you can report it is this way. You can see here. This in correlation of attitude towards frozen ready to eat food and behavioral intention was found to be moderately positive and statistically significant. In bracket, report the R value and of course the P value. In this case, it's quite good. It's below 0.1. So we can conclude that. Hence, it shows that a higher score for attitude towards ready to eat food would encourage repurchase of frozen ready to eat food, or in bracket, we call it behavior intention. But let's say the value is negative, katakan. So it shows a negative correlationship. So if it shows a negative R value, what you can report is, hence it shows that lower scores for attitude towards it will this say light merah. But attitude dia tak suka frozen ready to eat food. So apabila kita buat relationship dengan behavior intention, dia dapati behavior intention chances dia untuk beli ni pun kurang. So that's why kita report. So memandangkan value dia negatif. Hence it shows that a lower score for attitude towards ready to eat food would discourage the purchase of frozen ready to eat food. Oh, rupa pula. Memandangkan dia negatif, kita kena kata macam ni lah, negatif. So, saya ulang balik ya. Kalau dia positif, it shows that lagi tinggi independent variable, lagi tinggi lah nilai dependent variable. Kalau rendah nilai ataupun value independent variable, maka rendahlah nilai outcome dependent variables. Itu yang pattern yang kita boleh tengok lah. Okay. So this is how you report if the correlation records a negative value. All right. So if you want to report for the second one, attitude towards the usage of frozen ready to eat food versus behavior intention, all you need to do is change the R value to 0.449. And alhamdulillah, the P value is also low. So we just change the R value. Okay. And report. And report in the same manner. Okay. Now, okay, let's go to scenario B where the data in this study is not normally distributed. We go to the Spearman's correlationship. Okay, it follows the same rule as the Pearson correlationship. It's only suitable to be used for categorical variables only, or dichotomous item versus a continuous variable. Meaning correlation ini sebenarnya agak terhad lah dia punya application dia. Okay, it has to be a continuous variable versus continuous variable, or one dichotomous against one continuous variable. Baru baru boleh jadi dia punya ni, dia punya correlation analysis. Okay, so sama juga. Let's go back to the table that we got from SPSS. Okay, so if you want to look at the value for Spearman's rho, you should be looking at this non-parametric correlationship. So the value that we're looking for is right here, the correlation coefficient C. Dia berbeza dengan Pearson correlationship. Pearson punya untuk correlation coefficient C, dia punya logo R dan nilai apa, dan dia ada S, a small S kat bawah. Sekejap lagi saya tunjuk dia dari report. So untuk frozen attitude towards frozen ready to eat food and behavior intention, this is the R value, P value. For attitude towards the usage of frozen ready to eat food, this is the RS value and this is the P value. So with those values in mind, we combine it into a proper table, which should really look like this. Okay, see the style here, R and a tiny S. Kena guna apa ni function dia, subscript, a subscript S. That is how correlation coefficient is written. Similar style untuk Pearson correlationship. Tell that this table below describes the relationship between which independent variable and the behavior tension as the dependent variable. This is one way you can write. Spearman correlation of attitude towards frozen ready to eat food and behavior tension was found to be moderately positive and significant. Cuma dalam logo dia, dia punya singkatan dia berbeza, R and S as opposed to R saja and P value. Hence it shows that the highest score for attitudes would encourage repurchase intention. Okay. Sama juga kalau dia negatif, a moderately negative, statistically significant. Masukkan negative value, hence it shows that a low score for attitude would not encourage but discourage repurchase intention. Okay, so that is how you report if the RS value is negative for negative correlationship. Okay, and that's basically about it for correlationship. All right, if you wish to know more about how to do the analysis and how to do the write-up, I have two YouTube links here. Let me open them. Okay, the first video is by Fawad Latif. Shows you how to do Pearson correlationship and the reporting. The reporting will be demonstrated from will be reported from minute 9 minutes and 36 seconds onwards. Okay. Okay, as for the second video, if you wish to uh, skip forward and see how Pearson correlationship is reported, you can go to minute 9 minute and 15 seconds. Okay. All right. Before I end this recording, I just want to share an example of how correlation is reported in a, well, I don't have a thesis right now, but I do have how it is written up in a journal. So I'll show that to you. Okay, for this write up, this paper is about measuring the correlation between knowledge, attitude, practice, and effectiveness towards job competency. So I'll go one by one. So the first one is foreign workers food handling knowledge against job competency. The R value is reported at 0.24 and the P value is below 0.001. It is accepted, but the value is very weak. As for attitude, the R value is at 0.48. P value is also good, below 0.01. And so it is concluded that the correlation is moderately positive. The third one, foreign workers handling practices, was it is significant but very weak. And the final one, training effectiveness, is very weak because the value, it is weak and not significant because the p-value is higher, right? So if we look at the first paragraph, when the writer reports that the p-value is below 0.5 and the r value is 0.24, this saying is significant but moderate, and then put in some discussion from other authors, meaning use past research in which you've already reviewed in your literature to support your result, whether your result is the same pattern of them or slightly different from them. Because the main purpose when you add in discussion or arguments from previous author, it shows that your result in other way is valid and your result is somewhat valid and follows the pattern of previous researcher. And if it's different, you can give an argument. Maybe the scenario in my research is different as compared to the other researchers who have done it in Western countries. Okay, but the purpose of you citing relevant research that has been done similar to yours is so that you have strong case or an argument, a strong scholarly argument that you can give. Okay, the same approach you can apply if you report for mean score, meaning that's for me for t-test at ANOVA, you put in the value whether it's statistically different or no difference, and then you can put in findings from other studies. Show is it similar pattern to your research or slightly different or totally different, and you can give the reason why is it similar, why is it half similar, or why is it not similar at all. Okay, so the pattern that I'm trying to show you here is once you report your finding, you can compare and contrast with research with other researchers finding to give a academic argument. You can give a academic argument or discussion about about the particular finding and patterns. Okay, but it doesn't mean that you have to cite reference that are only similar to you. You can cite findings that contradicts you and give your argument and justification to say why differences may occur. Okay. All right. Here's another example of how you report relationship between the dependent variable and the dependent variable that you wish to test. In this example here, it's between customer's perception, what's credibility of the endorsement, and the credibility of the celebrity itself, and the attitude towards the celebrity endorsement towards purchase intention of ready-to-eat food, of celebrity endorsed food. Tengok sama juga contoh ni, state which is the independent variable, the R value with the asterisk P value, and how and the strength of the relationship that we got. Contoh sini. Ini dia pukul sekali harung saja. Dia tunjuk apa? Indicate moderate relationship, R value ranging 0.528 to 0.64 between all variables down here. And then after that, dia baru masuk, they compare and contrast with different researchers' finding. Okay, so that's a second example how correlation is reported in a paper right now. The same principle can be applied when you write in the thesis. Yeah. Okay, with that, I've come to the end of the class for today. All right. For for this topic, for the classes that I showed example for thesis is because I have the materials. For those yang I tak tunjuk example and only rely on YouTube videos, I have to apologize because I don't have any examples to show from, because my experience of doing test and ANOVA is almost zero. Pengalaman I dalam buat research dan juga bekerjasama dengan orang buat research memang banyak melibatkan relationship dan juga cost and menyebabkan causal effect between independent variable towards dependent variable with probably a moderator and moderating variable. Okay. Sebab correlation kalau dibuat serentak dengan banyak-banyak independent variable, it is done through regression technique. But kalau you ada independent variables, moderating variable, and mediating variables, bertambah pula you guna multi dimension, the technique used to measure all the causal relationship starting from independent variables to moderating to mediating and dependent variable. That technique is known as STM. Okay, all right. But even though saya ni kurang pendedahan tentang ANOVA dan juga t-test, saya just nak cerita kat sini, prinsip untuk reportingnya tetap sama, report the interpretation, significant atau tak significant, berbeza atau tak ada perbezaan, and then baru you masukkan, baru you compare and contrast with findings of other researchers to give a strong academic argument. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that will be it for this week's class. You may watch this video and practice for yourself and practice yourself on how to do the analysis and the write up. Okay. Inshallah, we will do practice session 2 practice sessions starting next week to get you all prepared for the test on the 20th of January nanti. Okay, ignore of that. All right, and if there are any questions about this week's topic, feel free to contact me directly, and I will do my best to answer. Right. Till then, take care. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. Bye.